You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Coming to you live from Recap City on Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast, where you can find where we can talk about recapping on Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast on Interdimensional RSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast.
The record for most times saying the podcast name in the cold open, it's this episode. Welcome to Interdimensional RSS.
It goes to Brandon.
Goes to Brandon. The undisputed cold open champion of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Travis.
Unchallenged so far. So far.
I've probably done 3 cold opens, maybe, in the history of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Easily less than 10.
As I said, unchallenged.
Well, welcome everybody to our season 9 recap episode. We're totally with it. We're totally back in our houses. Still, okay. I was gonna say still recovering from travels, but like I got home almost a week ago. You got home like 24 hours ago. Or something.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, it's a long way to go from San Diego to Los Angeles. It takes 2 weeks to get there.
I went to New Mexico, did a week layover in New Mexico, and then Colorado, and then I left Colorado at 4:00 in the afternoon on Saturday, and then I drove through the night and got home at 7 a.m. So I'm not fully caught up on sleep, but I'm really excited to talk about these episodes for season 9.
yeah, we are.
Ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm ready.
It's so ready. Well, if you're new here, you should probably go back like 10 episodes and listen to all of those shows where we talked about the actual season. But if you're new, we still want you to follow us on the internet. Social media links are as follows. You can find us on X at Rick and Morty Pod, Facebook.com/Rick and Morty Podcast. Instagram is Rick and Morty Podcast. Celebrating over 1,000 followers on our Instagram. It happened, Brandon, while you were sleeping, while you were sleep driving. I noticed when we were in San Diego, I was like, wow, our follower count's creeping up there. We might get to 1,000 soon. And then we were at like 995 or something. And then all of a sudden we were at 1,016. It was like, it was like when we went over 1,000, bam, floodgates open, right? So thank you.
Yeah, 16 right away. I mean, you can't even.
Who knows?
You can't even
put
a number
I could
on
open
that.
my phone. Right, 16 is the number actually that you can put on it. It's in the name. Yeah, I'm gonna open up my phone. Yeah, now we're at 1,019. So thank you.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. Welcome, people. But thank you to everybody that is following us over on Instagram. And not just because we post our one reel a year there from San Diego. So, but it's a pretty good reel. So you should check out our Instagram. All right, moving on. Email us at rickandmortypodcast@gmail.com. Blue Sky, rickandmortypod.bsky.social. Hang out on the subreddits, official subreddit, our fake subreddit. You can go to either of those. Patreon.com, support our show, patreon.com/apathetic enthusiasm. And if you want video versions of our podcast, go to youtube.com/apathetic enthusiasm. I must have pulled, okay, that's it. I pulled from very old show notes to build this one because
okay.
I was like, why is our Twitch link on here? We haven't streamed live on Twitch in a dog's age. But yeah, lots of ways to find us. Maybe we'll do a live show one day. I don't know. I just gotta convince Brandon and my computer to do it. I'm sure it'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure. Well,
how are you feeling? Like we were locked in for 10 weeks. I mean, longer than that because we were doing preseason shows. And then the fact that the season finale has now, for 2 years in a row, coincided with San Diego Comic-Con, one of the biggest pop culture events like of the year, and we're there live for it. It just creates this maelstrom of stuff happening. And then you add on top of that brand new spin-off show, President Curtis, coming out the same night. All these promises that we made for coverage, and we're like, ugh, okay, yeah, we should probably record an episode.
Yeah, which I'm really excited to talk about. We
in a segment we call Semi-Pertinent News.
Semi-Pertinent News coming to you and your ears. Semi-Pertinent News.
Fair listener, fair unity. I want you to recognize what just happened. Is I started, bantering. I started vamping a little bit with my good friend Brandon about things that have been going on, and then it turned out that the things I was organically talking about were the only topics we had for this segment, Semi-Pertinent News. And Brandon was like, if we just start talking about this, I'm not going to have a chance to sing the opening song. So we got it in there. We're good.
We got it.
We're good.
Bing, bang, boom.
We're back.
Yeah.
Reflecting on San Diego. I mean, it's been a week now. How do you feel? Do you remember any of it?
It feels so long ago. It feels so long ago. I remember we had. It was a little bit different. It was a different time this year. Just a smidge. Usually we're there all days. We get there Wednesday for preview night, and then we're there till Sunday, and then I ditch you, and then we go our separate ways.
Yeah, and then I just wander the convention floor alone, crying. I sneak into capped lines that I don't even want product for. I just
and this year you got to do that a day earlier on Saturday.
I sure did.
Because I left for memorial service on up here in LA, but that's okay. That's okay that people die and I go to their memorial service, skipping out Comic-Con. Real cool.
Way to
Linda,
prioritize.
Real
it.
Cool.
You asked for it. Sorry.
But we got a lot of our the things that we were going for on Friday anyway. So the Rick and Morty panel, the President Curtis panel, we saw the Superman, My Adventures with Superman panel, which it was cool to watch that.
Yeah.
And then that night we saw the script read with the a cast and crew of Rick and Morty. We got to go then.
Time out. I don't want you to rush. I don't want you to rush past all of this because I have thoughts on the table read. Okay. And I have it on good authority as of a week ago Friday that some people from the show might listen to this podcast. So here's what I'm going to say.
Here's what I'm going to say. The show's great. No problems.
No. Keep it pre-recorded or don't do it at all. No, here's what I want to say is I love the table reads. Like it's the excitement, like the fans that come out for it. They love seeing the cast out there. Harmon's out there, Scott Martyr's out there. Like it is a good time. Last year it was something special, right? They did an entire episode last year. This year they came back and they did moments from like individual scenes picked by all the people at the table. And while it was great hearing different scenes from the history of Rick and Morty, I felt like the lack of a plot, I guess, like a cohesive story made it feel like less than the year before. I don't know. I don't know. I liked it better when they did a full episode and you had like the whole like storyline instead of just like clips. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. I love you guys. Keep doing that. I'm not trying to discourage you guys to not do table reads. Just
This
the season's over, right? This is off season, Travis. I'm bringing the heat, right?
This is why Brandon is the one who reaches out to you individually and tries to build a relationship, because I know that inevitably Travis is going to damage it. He's going to try to damage our
Nope.
relationships that
I'm the
I
one that
fostered.
awkwardly lurked around the CGC table while they were doing autographs until the line died down, and then I had awkward conversations with them. So yeah, that's
yeah.
that's my role.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't have a monopoly on awkward conversations. You can have them too. Which, speaking of,
It's
hi
better
to
when
Thomas.
you're there though, because it makes me look slightly less awkward when you're there.
Yeah.
So.
Hi to Thomas, who I still
that
think
a
he's
bucket?
holding a bucket.
Is that a bucket? Oh,
Inside
we love
jokes.
Thomas.
Uh,
we love Thomas.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, and then so the table read thing. What I would have liked. It was cool. They showed an image of the episode, and then the title of the episode, and then they dropped the image in the middle of them talking. Right, so I think because I think one of the episodes you're like, what episode is this? And it was the one with the rock. It was the rock, one with the talking rock.
Yeah.
And if they had left, and the only reason I knew that was because I saw the image up on the screen at the time when they first started. If they had kept that up, I think that would have helped a lot. Keep it going thematically. Just to have an image, you know.
I'm with you, and even a step beyond that. And I understand live theater, it's tricky. But if they depending on what they did, if they go back to a full episode like the fans are clamoring for, I have it on good authority that's what the fans want to see. You could do just like still images from different scenes and just cycle through those, right? So like obviously you're not going to have like the video of the episode up there because the cadence of the table read is going to be different, and like things happen, and there's like you're not like rereading the lines to match the animation. That's not the intent. But if you could have some visuals to kind of help keep like, I mean, it's still fun. Like I have
an idea. I have an idea, Travis.
Interpretive
and I have it on
dance.
I have it on good authority that you think that people from the show listen to this. So here's what I want to say. I think a kind of cool idea would be for them to do a live script read, right? Like kind of do the scenes, but also have it be kind of a game show-ish type of thing where it's almost a little bit of trivia of what episode is this from? What episode, what season, that type of thing. And then they can give away like skateboard decks and stuff like that. Great idea. Brandon.
If only they had tons of merch to give away every time they're on the green. All right. I want to say to everybody involved with Adult Swim on the Green, you are the last awesome thing that exists on the south side of the convention center.
True that.
It was a blast all weekend. Like all of the things that they set up were really cool. I really liked the Rick and Morty Rambler was just like one visually. It was a landmark for that side of the convention center. But then the projections, the music, the air conditioning inside of it, all fantastic things and a great addition to the green. And then it's a good time. Like you go year after year, you start to see some familiar faces out there every year. And that was a lot of fun. Hopefully it continues to be there next year. Yeah, I would hope. Yeah. Don't abandon the marina, Adult Swim. We like it there.
Don't be a sheep. Don't follow FX and Hulu
unless you want to move to the corner. No, you don't want to move to the corner where FX was, because then you're further away from the bathrooms or something. Like it's not level. Like it's more of like a slant, I think. Like yeah. You're closer to the Hilton, but I don't know. It's just like a perfect rectangular spot they have. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
easy.
and also if you can convince Voodoo Ranger to come back next year,
I don't
I
know if
mean,
you have anything to do with that, but
I don't want to have to go to the Hilton for drinks again. Okay, so then finally we did see also Spencer and her band Bell and
that's
Chain.
right.
We went and saw her play live that evening for a free show, and so that was really cool too.
Yeah, no,
And
like it was a cool venue, small, like intimate set. Yeah, that was.
I meant
I'm
I meant
really
to get
glad.
my I meant to get my Bell and Chain koozie for my
Oh,
drink, and I
yeah.
forgot to before we started
Mine's in
recording.
my
So
kitchen. Sorry, Spencer. I do have it. Watch for it in an upcoming episode where we will be, and this is a promise to you, Unity, we will be covering President Curtis, the new spin-off series that is now airing right now on Adult Swim and HBO Max. You can go and watch. The first episode is out. The second episode will be out soon, right? No, the first
second episode's already out. It
second
premiered.
episode came out last night.
Yes,
It's on HBO
yes.
now.
That's why we're behind.
That's why we're behind. Okay, so yeah, we were trying to figure out. We wanted to do this recap episode. We wanted to cover, President Curtis as well. Brandon took a, vision quest to New Mexico or something. So like,
I like. Wait a minute. What is Vision Quest? Isn't that like an RPG TV show?
it might be. I don't know. But so we will be back with President Curtis episode. So if you haven't started watching the show yet, go get caught up. Go start watching it, or at least just watch the first one, because we will be back with more episodes of Interdimensional RSS talking about. Oh, I'm gonna use a visual aid. The new spin-off show President Curtis on Adult Swim, as I flaunt our signed poster from the cast and Dan Harmon. Recently
Keith David.
framed. Keith David. Here's it. You guys want a new Spider-Man movie spoiler? Keith David's voice is in it.
Is it really? Is he Jean Grey?
I don't know. He's probably the Hulk.
Oh my gosh. The Incredible Hulk. I started to watch The Thing. Well, sorry, I started to listen to The Thing on my drive back from New Mexico. Anyways, okay, so let's talk about what's
I really
next?
hope that's Keith
President
David's
Curtis.
voice, and I'm just not, racist.
All right, well, I think that's it for semi perts. If you have any semi perts that you can think of for us in the off season, hit us up. Let us know. We're talking President Curtis. Really, and if you think about it, President Curtis itself should be in semi pertinent every single week.
Yeah, but it would just be a episode of it'd be a semi pertinent episode.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Semi
episode.
perts. President Curtis, episode 2.
What if that's what we called our spin-off podcast? Semi pertinent podcast with President Curtis.
Nah, I don't like it.
All right, guys, that's it for semi-pertinent news. When we come back, we will be sharing our thoughts. I mean, it's a low-key episode, guys. It's relaxed. We're going to talk about Season 9 as a whole, so stick around. We will be right back. I hit the wrong button on my Stream Deck, Brandon, when we went to break, and all the show notes. It just showed all the show notes. Welcome back, everybody.
Well,
I hope
you all know what we're talking about.
I hope you enjoyed those messages. Go buy the products unless they seem awful. All right, so we've had time to digest. We've had time to think about it. It's sat in our stomach. It's in our lower intestines. It is now time for the main thing.
Main thing. It's a main thing. You got the main thing. Don't put the main thing down. Keep it and put it in your pocket. Famous song. Famous song.
Famous song. Put it in your pocket. It's the main thing. All right.
Tired. I'm so tired.
Thanks to everybody that listens to this. This is we love you guys. All right, season 9, it's over. We've all seen it. And yeah, it was pretty darn good. It is pretty darn good, Brandon.
Yeah. You talk about it a little bit. I'll be right back. You just keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, I love it. I love it when he does this. Have a conversational podcast between two friends, and then he just walks out on you. All right, well, so yeah, season 9. We're gonna start by looking at some of the major themes from this season, right? Like we had 10 fantastic episodes, and they talked about it a little bit during the panel at San Diego Comic-Con. But there were definitely some themes that ran through the season as a whole. The first one being Rick's alcoholism. Speaking of alcoholism, Brandon, what did you leave for? Hey,
I'm back.
All right. So let's talk
baby.
about alcoholism, Brandon. How did you feel about this season?
Yeah. I mean, you bring it up, and yes, I did step away so I can get some 12-year single malt Scotch whiskey Glenlivet, just to refill my glass, so we can talk about this. I think here's a serious note. I did actually get that, but also I think this season more than previous seasons, we talk about Rick's alcoholism throughout the show. There's nothing new there. I do feel like this season had more thematic goings on about his alcoholism. The finale, obviously, with him being sober, him with the vodka when he's getting super mad about
where he are you talking about the part where he has his own distillery in the sub basement, and he's brewing his own vodka, or are you talking talking about when he has an entire planet dedicated to filling his bottomless forever flask full of vodka?
Yeah.
Or
a little bit of all of that. In whatever episode it was where he was just not playing Rick in his like kind of toxicity, playing up for kind of like laughs, but where he was an actual asshole the entire episode. Much more toxic in that way. I think they leaned into a theme with it this year. And I think they even might have mentioned it at the panel when we were there.
They did. I talked about that while you left the room.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's what you remember. I made a few notes. We hit on most of them. Rick is like wasted beyond belief, and a Ricker runs through it, right? Like he get to the point where, like, that's kind of the theme of the episode is he's so trashed he can't remember his passwords. And so that means like Morty becomes his 2-factor authentication and all these different things, right? He's so drunk at one point he accidentally cuts his head off in a portal. He has his distillery in the sub basement and has such a tolerance for alcohol that it kills a giant sympathid in his system because he just drinks a ton of alcohol and it kills the sympathid. You get the addition of drugs into the mix in Salute Your Morts. And then as you mentioned, really, I think kind of tying it all together, the version of Rick that we see in the finale, where it's a different timeline, but it's a Rick that has gotten sober. And what Rick's life could have looked like if that was the case. I think it's interesting that the show doesn't necessarily seem to want to resolve Rick's alcoholism, but it's like it's has a commentary about it throughout without necessarily saying like Rick's gonna stop drinking, right? Like here's a version of Rick that did stop, and he was incapable of creating portal travel. So like it's almost like the capabilities that our Rick has, our main Rick in this show, it's almost like it's not possible for him to be that version of Rick without his alcohol dependency. I don't know. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's a message that's going out there, or is that me kind of overthinking it?
No, I don't think you're overthinking it. I think that is the thought that we're meant to get from, like, at least one of the thoughts we're meant to consider in Field
Yeah.
of Dreams. Um, I I one of the things I was thinking of as you're talking, right, is there are different aspects of how Rick is affected by alcohol throughout the season. Also noting that that Beth continues to be a wineaholic.
Yeah.
Um, it's genetic, you know. What I am always interested in, uh, like, I drink. Yes, I drink. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm functional. uh, and my Dexter, you know, my kid was like, you know, I've never seen you drunk. He's like, I'm like, huh, that's it. That's interesting. And like one time I got drunk. I was like cracking up. He's like, okay, there, like there it is. But like I I I am just more of myself, or looser of myself when I get drunk. Uh, right. I don't get angry. Right. I don't get super sad. But I know people that when they get drunk, they're cool as hell. They're nice. They're fun. Like, oh, we're having fun. And all of a sudden, they look at me with anger in their eyes, and they're like, "Fuck you, Brandon." Like, wait, what the? Where did that
Oh,
come from? I didn't.
oh,
Where did that come from? Like, you know what it is. I'm like, hey, come on, man, back off. I'm just playing. And then me laughing, it makes them more angry. My grandma was kind of like this. She sometimes she'd be like super cool drunk, then other times she'd be like just like snap on a dime. And I think the whole reason of bringing that up is we kind of see those different versions of how alcohol impacts Rick. Where
yeah,
in A Ricker Runs Through It, he is just kind of a very mean spirited alcoholic. Um,
yeah,
when in Field of Dreams, he's not a mean spirited one. He's just his inhibitions are gone, and I think that's the point of that. Really, is he is free once he starts drinking to be like, okay, cool. I don't have to care about the social norms or ethics. I can now just be free and let himself go that way. I think about this with Joe Walsh from the Eagles and the James Gang. He was an alcoholic for a long time. He's sober, and uh, in one of his interviews, he was saying that when he was quitting drinking, because he loved to drink, when he was quitting drinking, he was so afraid that he wasn't going to be able to create music anymore, that he wasn't going to be able to write music because alcohol was such a big part of that. Um, and I think that's the in a kind of reverse way is what we see of Rick in Field of Dreams.
yeah. No, I think it's interesting. There's a few. Cheers. I think there's a few different ways throughout this season specifically where they've not just like highlighted Rick's drinking, but like the different aspects of like how it affects not just like Rick's capabilities, but also his relationship with Morty and just like his relationships in general. I don't know, like I think about past seasons that had more of an overarching theme about like depression or like therapy. Like we've wrestled with some of those things in the past, and for them to really kind of just narrow in on like substance and substance abuse, and like, yeah, it's alcoholism, but then there's also a drugs episode, and there's just like a lot of different things going on where it's in the most Rick and Morty kind of way. It's like, yeah, here are things that are worth talking about. We're not necessarily going to resolve any of them or like show any like character growth, but here are our thoughts. Here are some commentary on it. But I do find it really interesting that in some of those moments where Rick is very incapacitated, part of it is it has an effect on his relationship with Morty. He has to apologize a lot more to Morty about things that he says or things that he does. And I think that has an impact on their relationship, and ultimately kind of drives one of these other themes for the season, which is the connection between the two of them and how important it is, how central to their universe it is, but how fragile it is also, right? Like, you start with an episode where Morty is jealous of evil Morty.
Yeah.
And then you follow through to a finale where Morty looks at this other reality as possibly being better than his own. And through that, when he has the realization that no, the grass isn't greener, and that these people are not who he thought they were, this Smith family is not the perfect family he thought. It's Rick. It's Rick that he goes to. It's Rick that he has to depend on to make things right. Even if he ultimately fails, then they have an estate sale.
Yeah. To give Spencer a shout out with Steven Stills, you got it. This is what we learn: if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. That's kind of what we see here, right? It's like, the grass is always greener on the other side. Whatever idiom you want to choose. Morty was looking for something else, and there's probably a better family out there for him. Like I'm gonna quote Simpsons Treehouse of Terror.
Infinite possibilities. There's got to be a better one.
It's like Homer. He uses his time toaster, and then he eventually gets to a world where he's rich and his family's all rich, and they're like treating him with respect. And he's like, what a wonderful life. And then he's like, can I have a donut? And like, donut? What's a donut? And then he's like, he runs away and goes back to the time toaster. And then it starts raining, and they're like, oh no, it's raining again. And it's raining donuts, right? So Morty can find somebody. He might have a better family out there, a better situation, but there's differences. There are always going to be differences, and you're going to have to learn what those differences are. You're going to have to get accustomed to those differences. And rather than get accustomed to those differences, let's just stick with what I know, and it's Rick on a motorcycle spinning in a circle. It's Travis is spinning in a circle slowly, eyeballing me on camera for our audio
listeners. I think I don't know. I love the finale so much. Like, we talked about it from a hotel in San Diego. I don't know. We got to pre-record that one next time, because it's that episode was so freaking good.
The quality. Oh yeah, and the quality of our episode, not as much. Sorry,
does not match. Heather Ann Campbell, lovely to meet you. Sorry about our podcast.
And Jess Locker.
Yes, yeah, Locker. We have officially confirmed.
We have confirmed.
Yeah. But the end of that finale where they ride off into the horizon, on the motorcycle together, like I'm your dad, right? Like it really is like a father-son relationship they have, despite Jerry's existence, right? Like they're like that relationship isn't always going to be perfect. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be problems, but like they really do like depend on each other and love each other. I think, even if, you know, they don't always communicate it well. My little boo-bah. But
little booba. You talk. Okay, let's lighten up. Let's lighten up the themes here for a second. You didn't put this in the show notes, Travis, and I'm really surprised you didn't, because one of the themes is pool season, baby.
Pool season.
You know, the pool was featured periodically, a lot in the Jerry episode where he has sex with a pool cleaner.
Written by
and then,
the incomparable Rob Traub, who
Nice.
we talked to about
Yes.
this very topic while he munched on Prince Street pizza.
And we have audio of that right now.
Just
Hey guys,
can
I
you
love
imagine?
the podcast.
Could you imagine if we were that awful and we were just like recording our interactions with them, like after the panel?
Yeah, that'd be so shady.
Schraub was delightful. He was a wonderful person to talk to. I don't know if you remember any of this because I think you blacked out. But
yeah, a little bit true. A little
like
bit truth there.
we finish up the Rick and Morty panel. Everybody's there. The people that are on stage go backstage, and then we're left out in the reserved seating area with writers, and we say hi to Heather Ann Campbell and Jess Locker, and then we're leaving, and Schraub is just like kind of leaning against the wall, hanging out, and we're like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, like, start talking about the show, and just complimenting his work and everything, talking about how amazing it is. You called him your spirit animal, I think.
Mhm.
And then I was like, so like pool season, can we just like talk about pool season for a second? Because was everything leading up to your episode there for the like purpose of you like have them having a pool for your episode, or like was that something else? And I believe he said that they had come up with this idea. I think he had come up with an idea of like a pool cleaning robot that was a little bit darker, more like feasting on like human flesh or something like that, and Jerry was having to like throw bodies into the pool to feed this zombie pool cleaner bot or whatever. But the story evolved. Into what we got in this episode. And yeah, like basically they had they needed to have a pool for them to do that episode. So I think it's funny. I think it's funny that they just give us these little tastes of the pool leading up to Schraub's episode, and then we don't see the pool at all for like the second half of the season. And then that finale, bam, we're back in the pool. Back at the pool. Pool season, baby. No, I love it. You're right. I love it. It's the pool season. This forever. Alcoholism, sure. Rick and Morty's the intangible bonds of their relationship that reach across time and space, absolutely. But season 9 is the pool season.
So in the subreddit, I'm in charge of discussion posts, right? We've talked about this.
Oh yeah.
And so on the sidebar of the subreddit, it's got the episode discussions, and so I had to clean it up a little bit, and so seasons 1 through 8, I put them all in one of them, and then I have a season 9 button by itself, and so when you hover over it, season 9, pool season, baby.
Is that the alt text when you hover over the link? Is pool season?
when I hover over it, the button changes into pool season, baby. So this is what you get when you put me as a moderator on the subreddit.
Sorry, not
Okay.
sorry. That you get what you get. All right. We asked this last year when we were talking about season 8, but how do you feel as a whole this season holds up in the history of Rick and Morty compared to past seasons, compared to the entire body of work? How do you feel this stands up to what we've gotten before?
I think when it comes down to it, Travis, this is one of the strongest seasons of the series. I and I'm not saying that just because reportedly,
We have it on
people
good
listen.
authority. Yeah.
No, it is seriously such a good season of animation, of animation, of story, of voice acting. Even we're gonna go over here for the listener. We're gonna go over our top 2 and bottom 2 episodes of the season, and even the bottom 2 are not that bad of episodes. Like
Sure.
they may not be
Yeah.
our they may not be our favorite, but they're still pretty damn good. Uh, and so just overall, like I think they hit. Maybe it's production, maybe it's writing, maybe it's like everything is coming together in the right way. That after kind of a tumultuous couple of seasons, a couple years, uh, loss of Mike Mandel and various firings, that they've gotten to their flow. They're getting to a good flow, um, and they're r- renewed till season 12 at least. They're already working on the coloring for season 10, so
Yeah.
they're already that far. I think Martyr was the one who said during the panel that they even make changes up at the last minute.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so that means they
Constantly
still
tweaking the episodes, things like that. Yeah.
they have the opportunity now to not just be like, hey, we have a script. Shit, we need to get started. We just need to do the animatics. We need to do the animation. Just whatever script we have, just do it there. Uh, because it's so streamlined now, they can continue to iterate and continue to make things better as they're going,
Yeah.
without feeling like there's pressure to be like, we're on a deadline. We have to hurry the fuck up.
I will say the first 3 seasons of Rick and Morty, which is when a lot of people fell in love with the show, right? Like early on. There are some classic episodes, right? And there are some really memorable characters and so much, but like it feels like the show has matured in its journey over 10 almost 10 seasons now. And for whatever reason, right? I think there is a consistency in their production schedule now, and they have people running the show that are keeping the train on the tracks, right? And that allows them to really refine and make some of these episodes that are still hilarious, are still like really thoughtful, still explore insane concepts and ideas where the show has never gone, and produce something that is fresh and interesting. And so yeah, like I think season 9, the pool season as we've all always called it, is really amongst some of the greatest seasons that the show has had. And so I'm just really excited to see the show continue down this path. Keep taking risks, right? Like they're Schraub's sex robot, like sex pool bot, like they're doing some crazy things with the show still. But like they're also telling really compelling stories, and there's social commentary. I don't know. It's really, really good stuff.
What I was gonna say, shoot, I'm losing it. Cold open, the cold open for Salute Your Morts, right? Like that is one of the best cold opens of the series history, right? it's
Yeah.
so we talked about this during that episode of it just being so well written and having layers, visual gags, callbacks within the cold open itself, right? Just how good a sequence that was. And I think when you have efficiency in a process, writing, animation, what have you, sound, that it ends up letting you, it enables you to breathe and expand and make things better. So I
Yeah.
think that's kind of where the show is right now.
Yeah. And the consistency with release, like we have
Yeah.
ended 2 seasons back to back on Comic-Con weekend. Does that mean that's what we can expect for the next season? I don't know. I mean, I personally don't want to wait that long. But we still have President Curtis to help fill the gap for a little while, which you can go watch those episodes so that you'll be caught up for when we do our podcast. All right, so we had some predictions about every episode, right?
Yeah.
And some, like, we didn't really capture them well, and I wasn't going to go back and re-listen to all of them.
We
But
really need to capture it. I think, and I think we say this every season. We really need to do a better job of capturing what our predictions are.
This is why my commitment to you, Unity, is next year we gotta record this episode before Comic-Con. Like we gotta do this prep. We gotta do the finale prep before Comic-Con because it just consumes so much of that week that and this is one of the harder episodes to produce from like a planning perspective, just because I have to go back and like dig through not just like the Rick and Morty episodes, but episodes of our podcast. And you guys didn't know I don't listen to this podcast. I listen to it more than Brandon,
I don't,
and he edits it. So, anyway, like looking at the list of episodes, were there any that you recall where you were like, I think it's probably going to be about this, and then you were just like way off? Like the episode itself completely was different from your expectations. I think I know what mine is.
What was yours?
So I don't remember which
I
episode it was.
Which episode was it that you're thinking of? You don't, the title, you don't need that.
So I had this thought in my head that I think a Ricker runs through it is the episode that I thought was going to be something completely different, maybe, or like I had this because we were getting all this promotional imagery of a giant Rick in like a gnome like city. We had the scene in the title sequence with like a giant boot, and like there were all these different things that my brain stitched together was gonna be some sort of Gulliver's Travels type, like Rick is drunkenly wandering through these different places, and it was gonna like he's gonna destroy like some tiny people's village and then maybe fight giants or something like that. And that never happened. Nothing like that. Like literally him falling on the tiny village was like 3 seconds in an episode, and then like they moved on. So I think that was my biggest whiff in terms of predictions. I don't know. Was there anything that you recall thinking might be coming up from promotional images or animatics that just ended up being totally different from what you expected?
If anything, I think that a Ricker runs through it with when they're fishing, and then Rick Day's 7 Nights where there's the motorhome. I think I had those 2 episodes much closer together, thinking that they were one episode. Then obviously they're 2 separate episodes, but I thought they were the same episode. And so maybe that's probably, and you, the people who listen to this this our show, you can tell me if that I was like, no, you dickhole. actually, you were completely wrong about this scene. Let me know because I don't remember these things either. But yeah, putting those two episodes in one episode, I think was my biggest miscalculation.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I did go back and do the homework on, because we ended up recording later than I think you were hoping, is our title sequence predictions. That's right. We did an entire episode this season just on the title sequence. You're welcome, by the way, that we did that. Yeah. Yeah.
Content be contentin'.
You're welcome for our service is what they say. All right. So every season we get a different title sequence. We get some clips that are straight pulled directly from episodes, and we get some just made up, just not real at all.
Just made up. Yeah.
We had 5 scenes in question this season. We had that D&D like tabletop RPG looking clip, which I'd still love to see. We had the Smith family all beat up in a giant boot with Rick pushing them through the water.
Yeah.
We had them fishing. There's a scene of them fishing. There is a scene of Jerry and Beth as unicorns frolicking through like a rainbow something. Then we have them swimming in like an Olympic swimming competition. 5 scenes. And Brandon, you guessed every single one of them correctly. 5 for 5. I will go on record a second time, because when you made your predictions, I said, I like your predictions, but we're going to be different. So the 2 that I missed were the boot boat and the unicorns. I predicted that both of those would be from episodes, which makes me think I just predicted everything was an episode. I don't know how I got it so wrong. That would have meant, I guess, 4 out of 5 were from episodes.
So you listened to that part of our episode.
It was a whole episode. I had to click through a lot of scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because because I felt like I was the one who was like, I probably would have gotten one of those wrong, right? I feel like
you kept going. But to be contrarian, I'll pick the other one. That was your classic line in the episode.
Okay, so wait, if I was contrarian to you, then you picked the wrong ones. I always pick the right ones just because I was being contrarian.
Yeah. See, I was setting you up for success by picking the wrong ones.
Which is what a great podcast host partner does.
I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve.
Unless you're me, which I didn't set you up for success at all.
That's right.
I will say though about the unicorns one, the episode where what was it, Requiem Morta Dream?
The Forever High? No, it was Salute Your Morts is the one where they get high.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because Rick goes into the water. Like the unicorns could have easily been
very easily
in that episode.
Like
almost to the point where like maybe they cut it out.
They might have cut it and they're like, oh, but they did such a good job on that. Put it in the title sequence, which almost makes me wonder: is that a secret origin story for certain title sequence clips where they're like, oh, what if we had this in an episode? And then they're like, oh, it just doesn't fit or it doesn't work. We have to cut it for time. And they're like,
well, like Morty's Mind Blowers, right? Like if Morty's Mind Blowers, they're like, this would have been a good like they do a bunch of those things and like, well, we're not going to do the entire episode, but it's a good clip. Put it in the credits. Maybe the opening credits are just mind blowers. Some things like they exist.
I mean, in a way, it is like
it's a meta thing.
You brought up Mind
Facebook.
Blowers. You brought up for the record. You brought up Mind Blowers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yet another season goes by where we don't have a
anthology
type episode. I mean, interdimensional cable's been done. Mind blowers, it's been done. Story trains, it's been done. I understand you want to try new things. You want to do something fresh. We love those episodes. Like they're so fun. They're so crazy, and it gives like the writing team and like I'm just throwing it out there. I know you're already like coloring the new season 10, but like nobody's gonna be mad about it. Nobody's gonna be mad about it if you guys do an anthology episode in next season or the season after or whatever. I'm just saying, Scott.
Yeah.
I have it on good authority. No, I don't know if you listen to this.
Oh, I'll note that is if you go to the subreddit, the AMA is still there with Scott Martyr and Steve Levy, and they do that is one of the questions that they actually answer in there is, or will we ever get another more mind blower or interdimensional cable? And they're like, maybe.
Yeah.
So anything's possible.
Did they do that laugh in text form? Because that's
Yeah, it was really weird. It's like spelling "huge" in text form. Like, how do you spell "huge" in text form? Like,
I don't.
it, it's I do like the USZSH, the huge.
The huge. All right.
Yeah.
That we are coming. We are closing in on an hour for this episode. So, let's really quickly go through. Let's start with the bad news, the lowlights of this season. There's 10 episodes. 2 of them have to be the worst. So, what were your 2 least favorite episodes from season 9?
Okay, so the first one is a Ricker runs through it, and I chose that one because the MFA aspect of it kind of went past my head the first time I watched it. It was a little bit more complicated than I thought. Which is weird for Rick and Morty. It didn't click for me as quickly as I felt it should. And then also the cruel aspect of Rick and him being an alcoholic. It was obvious in that one where I'm like, man, he's just kind of he's not a fun loving asshole. He's just an asshole in that. And so just as far as animation and everything goes, the story, like, it's good. It just wasn't my favorite for that reason. And then my second bottom was Jerbud, the return of Snowball, and it did get better on subsequent rewatches, but it just wasn't what I wanted. Now, in their defense, in the writer's defense, the crew's defense, I think about this with Star Wars fans, right? Star Wars fans always want, like, all right, I want some more lightsabers. I want some more Chewbacca's, which is the race of Wookiees. And but the thing is you don't. Sometimes what you want isn't what you actually want. And so although the episode with Snowball is not what I wanted as a fan, that doesn't mean that it wasn't a good episode or that it wasn't a good story. It didn't match my expectations of what I thought that character would be coming back. So, but that's why I have it as the bottom.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you when I look at my least favorite of the season. Jerbud is there. I think, I think maybe I expected that relation or that story to go like a different place or something, right? What were they called? The human type pets that like that became like the whole thing, right? About it. It just felt like it went in a different direction that I wasn't expecting, and it didn't suck me in the way some of the other episodes did. And, that's fine. That's, they can't all be my favorite. Then that's not a real ranking system. We still love you guys. Salute your Morts. Salute your Morts. I have as my other bottom 2. There's a lot I really like about the episode. But when I was going through the list of all of the episodes in the season, I was like, well, do I like this episode less than Salute Your Morts? No, I don't. No, I think I like that one. What about this episode? No, I think that one might be my second least. Like, so, like pretty good episodes throughout. We just spent an hour talking about how much we like the season. So like, yeah, you know, there's even the bottom two can be pretty good.
And the Salute Your Morts, like as we're walking around San Diego Comic-Con, the convention center, we're walking downstairs. We end up quoting this episode, like how do I go down
work?
right? Like there's a lot to like about the episode, and even when I talked about Rick walking to the water, Travis started laughing, right? So
yeah,
there's a lot of funny stuff in there, but yeah, we have.
What do you know, guys? I think I like the show. I might like it. But ending on a high, our top 2 episodes from this season.
Let's start with the one we.
Oh, your second. Your second.
We'll start with the second one because we share one. So okay. Rick's Days 7 Nights. That's one of my top 2. That's one of my top 2 because I like the idea of it did a misdirect right at the start for Rick going on vacation from himself and from the world, and eventually him showing his toxicity, his intelligence, how intelligence can actually be a toxic trait. And I love kind of the tragedy of intelligence that is kind of demonstrated in there. So I thought it was a really good episode. And by the way, at the panel, the Comic-Con panel with Rick and Morty, they talk about that episode with how do you guys come up with this idea? And it all stemmed from Dan Harmon joined a bowling league and he got bored of it.
Yeah. What if Rick just like wanted to be like a normal guy and like just bowl with people and just be normal? Yeah.
So that's one of my top 2. What about you?
One of my favorites is the finale, right? Field of Dreams, the only episode to not say Rick or Morty in the title. I think in the entire season. I just from a story standpoint, from a like the structure of the episode with like the bookends of the estate sales, right? Like when in that moment when all hope was lost and Morty thought he was stranded in this other dimension because portal travel wasn't working and everybody he knows there in that family is gone, and the way it just hangs in that moment. And then estate sale, like out comes estate sale Rick, and then the show just like picks up from there. But just like between those estate sales, there's so much good storytelling, so much good what if, what could have been, and exploration about just like life and the decisions that we make and how those decisions impact who we become and how like others interact with us, and like how you can try to do the best for your children and still be a terrible person. Like I don't, this is like there's so much in it. There's so many levels, and yeah, no, I thought it was really phenomenally done. I feel like I know they're making a Rick and Morty movie, but you stretch that out, that premise out another 45 minutes, an hour, and throw in like a B plot. We got us a movie. We got us a movie.
We got it.
All right.
So the last top one of mine is the same top one as yours, and that is Mort Gully, The Last Rick Forest. And
yes.
Obviously, for Emmy nominations, There's Something About Morty was the Emmy nominated episode for the season. had Mort Gully the Last Rick Forest come out earlier, meeting the deadline or whatever, like this is the one I would have wanted to see nominated as an Emmy. And the reason I feel that is, yes, I think there's a little bit of like lore that you have to be into for There's Something About Morty to understand that relationship with Evil Morty and Rick and all the stuff that comes with it, right? For somebody coming into the show, maybe they've never seen any episode of the show. They're coming in, and that episode they'd be like, okay, I'm missing something. There's what is going on? Who is this?
Yeah.
Why is it? Why are there more than
Even
one?
even the callback with the time police, like
Yes, right.
th- that payoff is for people that were watching in seasons 2 and 3 and
Yes.
like remember those characters. Yeah.
For this, very much a standalone episode. It doesn't introduce. It doesn't have B plots. It's all self-contained. It is right there. It is an evolution slash sim life slash spore type of episode that has a lesson that it teaches. It's a positive, uplifting kind of episode, right? Like all these animals work together to grow and
to kill a living tree. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, an asshole living tree, right? And it's beautiful, the technical aspect of it, the artistry of it, all the character designs. We've had people from the show talk to us about how difficult it was, how much work was done for it, and I think it is just a huge achievement for everybody associated with the show for Mort Gully, the Last Rick Forest. So that I think that's why it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Why it's my top.
Yeah, that's why it's my number 2. Uh,
You son of a bitch.
No, I echo your sentiment, and yeah, it is a fantastic episode, and instant classic, as they say. So, all told, really fun season. Season 9 was great, and I don't know, like, is there anything you're left with feeling like you're eager to see in season 10? In double digits now, right? Like, where do we go from here as a show? What is something that you're hoping will be in the next season?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's not really anything like lingering. They didn't leave us on a cliffhanger. Rick's not in a interdimensional jail. Like,
No,
yeah.
evil Morty's in prison. Like I'm sure we'll see him again in some capacity. There's haven't seen Squanchy still in a while. I don't know. I don't. There's nothing that I'm left for wanting. But I think that's also a good thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're not, if as a viewer you're not being like, wait, where's this character? You set this thread up 2 seasons ago and you still haven't answered it. What's going on with it? If you don't have that expectation of what happens next, then it's completely open. You can do anything. You're free, and so I'm excited about. I like that.
I think to that end, if I had to be looking ahead to season 10, hopeful for something to see, I think what I'm hoping for is a new canonical arc, right? Like we had the evil Morty stuff that's kind of come and go and weaved in and out of every few seasons. You have, Rick Prime, and that became a thing for a little bit, and then it was resolved. We kind of tied up a lot of loose ends. There is an opportunity to open that door to something else. I know Harmon doesn't value that as much as Martyr does, I think, but I think there is an opportunity to to try a new big arc and just open it up. Like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
set up the foundation for it
The
early in the
seeds, yeah.
season, and then do something with like a finale that leaves fans like, what is going to happen, and eager for that next season.
I think, I think to some extent, because the early seasons of the show were not so tied up in like, what's going to happen next, right? Like they established a seed, Evil Morty, and then a couple seasons later, here's a little bit more, right? And they let it linger, they let it breathe, they let the anticipation build. I think if they're going to start a new arc, they've either kind of started it already, or they have to like
Pool
introduce
season.
they have to
Yeah.
introduce a small concept
Yeah.
and let that kind of fester and grow, kind of like Contempt. You gotta let it sit there for a while and like permeate your brain and be like, wait, where is this?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good challenge for writers too. Like, how can I do this knowing that we are going into season 12 eventually? How do I set something up now that's going to pay off in 2 seasons from now? So
I guess we'll see. A huge shout out, a huge thank you to everybody involved with the show. We know it takes an enormous amount of people to make this show possible. The fact that you allow our two butts, seats are for butts, as they say, seats are for butts, and the fact that you allow us to sit with you guys when you celebrate the panel for your show is incredibly flattering and humbling, and I just very grateful for all of you that make this show possible. So shout outs to all of you, and short outs to some listeners who have also gotten in on the conversation in the segment we love to call listener suggestions and short outs, starting with Blue Sky. What's going on over there, Brandon?
Old Blue Sky. So short out to Chris Lloyd over on Blue Sky. So in Field of Dreams, the Brenopsis talks about a funeral, right? And you and I, Travis, were like, why don't we know this? Like, we probably should know this Tom Sawyer
American
reference.
education system. Why don't I know this?
Yeah, it was a Tom Sawyer reference. I'm like, Tom Sawyer, bruh. I'm like, well,
I did read Tom Sawyer. I did. It's been 30 years, but
I referenced Minority Report. So, but Chris Lloyd says the Tom Sawyer reference in the Brenopsis is because Tom Sawyer goes to his own funeral in the book. Duh. That's what Morty does in the episode. He goes to all of his own funerals. So, yeah, thank you, Chris.
I'm glad these English majors turned comedy writers knew that, so they could write a good tagline for this.
Are they English majors, or did they just pay attention to that one book in
They're all English majors. Don't fact check me on that. All right. We got an email tunes. Rob Roberts, a
staple.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of short outs at this point. He's here all the time. He says, another great Rick and Morty season. I cannot imagine life without this amazing podcast to go to after each episode. Many thanks. Oh, many thanks to you, Roberts. He says he's a sucker for the more sentimental episodes like Field of Dreams and Rick Day's 7 Nights. And so loved the panel. So I love the finale. I can't read. I just literally can't read. I can't wait to hear which are your favorite episodes this season. Well, we just talked about them, Rob, so thanks. For what it's worth, Bud with the return of Snowball was one of my least best episodes. However, I went back and watched it again recently and found it more entertaining. See, look at we're all on the same page. The Jerry part of the story was just so good. His line, "You are all my wife now," was so reminiscent of the time he said, "I am the Jesus Christ of Christmas." Very funny.
That's
So
good.
funny. Very, very good. He has 2 things before he closes. Thank goodness for the return of the pool. # pool season. And number 2, I was so glad to hear neither of you remembered where the Mr. Poopy Butthole saga left off. I was too clueless during the close. Gotta go back, or I'll just wait for Unity to chime in during the next podcast. Thanks for all you do. 100 years. Rob Roberts. JK, it's only Rob Roberts. As if it isn't ridiculous enough on its own. Haha. He wrote that. He wrote that part. That was not my.
It was in parentheses. It was in parentheses.
in
He did write all of that.
Yes.
So the poopy
MPB.
butthole thing.
MPB. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw a couple posts about this with people explaining where we are with that story. What I was missing was because he got a divorce, right? And like he was trying to work on stuff and all that stuff. He had a portal gun. He portaled into a different dimension where Mr. PB was with the wife still, and so he like threw him through the portal and stole his spot, essentially, right?
Yes. Okay.
And so that is now where we're getting where she's trying to go back and find her real husband, not this guy who stole his spot. That is where we are in that odyssey.
You know, I
if
just
you
got
will.
done saying we need more canon in this show, but clearly we got it. We got it.
That's
with
what we're gonna do. Have canon from now on.
That's it. It
is
exists strictly in the MPB story arc at the end of the season.
In a way, it's like a Sunday morning comics, right? Like where I used to get so mad about the single pane of Spider-Man comics every Sunday. Like, come on, where's the story going? Peter's just talking to J. Jonah Jameson again, saying, I have your picture of Spider-Man. Tune in next week. It's just really
just keeping you buying those newspapers, Brandon.
And what about Hagar the Horrible? You know, what's going on with him still? I don't know.
Yeah. I liked Calvin and Hobbes. Family Circus was okay.
You were a Kathy man, weren't you?
Oh, arg. Arg. All right. That is enough podcast for anybody. Thank you, Unity, so much for following along, for being a part of this, for downloading, for watching, for all that you do to support this podcast and all of the zaniness. We're not done. We're not done. President Curtis, we have episodes to record. So yeah, go watch it. We'll be back next week to talk about probably the first 2 episodes at least.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue on from there. So if you're not
or maybe the first 3 episodes.
Hey, just get us all caught up. We could do that, a super episode. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that follow button, all those things, so that you know when a new episode comes out. If you're an audio listener, please rate and review the podcast. 5 stars helps people find it. Brandon is going to show the coolest thing to come out of San Diego. You got to move it more to the middle because they're not going to see it. This was a lovely gift from Adult Swim that we got. An autographed Rick and Morty skateboard. It's a toxic Rick and Morty cut out on the board. So amazing. Thank you to everybody at Adult Swim for continuing to support us from afar. And that is going to do it for an amazing season. Until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for being a part of this with us. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Cut the music out. Hey, this is just for YouTube people because I didn't stop recording. Thanks for watching on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you.
Like if any of you see this, you're the real ones. Appreciate you. See you next week.